Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's doing okay. And welcome to the live chat. I'm Katrina. This is Sow and Tare. And we do live chat every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Let us know where you're from, what you're growing, and any questions you might have. So, welcome. All right. Getting things plugged in here. All right. So, today is a sunny Monday. We are looking at rain coming up this next little weekend, and then rain for a while. So, unfortunately, and I'm trying to open up this link here. Okay, hopefully I'm ready now. Let's scroll up and go to the top and say hello to everyone. It starts out with a bunch of hellos and highs. Please keep your comments family friendly, and we always have a good time. There'll be a pre-planned topic of discussion in the middle, and here we go. All right, PJ's Family Farm, first like. Hi, PJ. Welcome. PJ was one of the Katrina's kits that came for the pre-St. Patrick's Day, Saturday, Cook With Me Live. We made some wonderful things. We made traditional Irish stew, which is good. And we also made, look at that. You guys know what that is? This is a meringue nest with lemon curd in the middle. And it's super good. And I thought I'd show you that. I'll show you that a little later, and I might be snacking. Anyway, we had a lot of fun. If you are interested in joining that, I will put a link here. We do this every month, and you cook in your kitchen, I cook in my kitchen, and we cook together. All right. Tim says it's not a freeze dryer, but I have a food dehydrator arriving Wednesday. I can't hardly wait. Awesome. What kind did you get? I have a Nesco. I know a lot of people have Excalibur, and there's things that you can do in Excalibur, like, yogurt in a container. But I find the Nesco, you can stack them pretty much as high as you want to stack the trays if you get extra trays. Yeah, what kind did you get? Joy says, I got number 2. Hello all from Western Oregon. Hello, Joy. I hope you're doing well. All right, everybody's saying hi. All right. Everybody's doing good. That's good. Are your rabbits getting ready for Easter? TM says. My rabbits are getting ready for Easter. As much as they would get ready, they're not going to lay us any eggs. No Cadbury over here. There's the cat. He heard me talking. He's at the door. Silly cat. Yep, he is at the door now. Yeah, Easter is just around the corner, and I think everybody on the comment section knows this already, but if you are not a rabbit grower, a rabbit mama or daddy, and you get your kid a rabbit, make sure you know how to raise it. I will be doing a video similar to what I did last year about that, because I think there's a lot of people who get rabbits and chicks and all sorts of stuff at the beginning, like, hey, this is Easter, let's get a duck. It's a nice little fluffy duck. And they have no idea that it needs, a heat source or what it should eat or any of that. So I will be doing a video on that. Mostly for people that, I think most of my viewers know these things, but mostly for people that maybe they're just looking things up and how to raise the thing they just got their kid. So also, if you are selling animals during that time, it's always good to, one, educate your buyer as to what we want here needs to happen, and then also you might consider a return policy. Yeah, because sometimes that happens. Okay. And Dawn says first, like, uh-oh. Dawn, PJ, and you are gonna get into it. Welcome, Dawn. I hope you're doing well. I've been seeing some of the stuff going on, and let's just hope for good tomatoes this year. That's what we're hoping for in your gardening and in animal world, right? And good things happening. Erica's here. Hello, everyone. Erica was also there for Cook With Me Live, and we had a lot of fun. We ate. Had a lot of fun. Hey, Verna. Verna says fifth like. You guys keep track. It's so funny. Verna is Vay's place. You'll see her in blue with a little wrench, and she is my moderator. She catches bad guys. I owe her a t-shirt still. It's coming, Verna. I swear. And if you grow or want to grow in small spaces, Verna grows a whole lot in her apartment or on her apartment grounds, and check out her channel for that. All right. PJ, you're apologizing. Yep. TM says, get this party started. All right. Everybody saying hi. Brenda says, I have baked potatoes and quail drumsticks in the oven. That is awesome. You know, it's kind of funny to call them quail drumsticks because that would be a tiny drum. Waiting is the hardest part. It's probably as much as I can sing any song on here, right? Yum. Good evening, everyone, from Erin. Welcome, Erin. Welcome. And David's here. Welcome, David. There are frost warning out for many areas in the Midwest to cover those young plants. Absolutely. I've been checking around here. I think we might be done around here, but who knows? It's always good to check, and if you're really concerned about it, just cover them. The only thing not to cover completely, unless it's going to absolutely freeze, or I guess not to cover. The only thing that has consequences that I know of when covering are plants like citrus that bloom in the winter. So if you cover them all the time and don't open them during the day, then they can't get pollinated. So if you are covering at night, make sure you open in the day if you want your flowers to become fruit. There you go. But good tip. Everybody's saying hi. I just blinked. It's so funny. PJ saw the blink this time. All right. Hey, Buster says, hey to all. Hi, Buster. Welcome. All right. PJ's in New York growing animals for now. Hopefully I can plant this year. Yeah. Or give your pigs whatever you want to plant, and they will plant them for you, right? You have a pig garden. All right. Ken says, hello from Sacramento, Zone 9B. We're in the same zone. Hope you're doing well, Ken. A muscle shirt? It's a racerback. And it's one of the Sow and Tare shirts that you can get on my website. I guess I should put that website now that I put there, huh? Yeah. All right. Unless you're saying I have muscles. Everybody's saying hi. How is the rabbit cage repair holding up? The one where the rabbits got out. Well, that literally happened yesterday. So yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. That happened yesterday. Good. Yeah, the repair was a good repair. It was pretty much a replacement. We just didn't cut out all of the other stuff since it was on the outside of the hutch. We didn't cut out the part that she chewed through. So it's repaired. I checked in the morning. There were no babies out. We're good to go. So that was a surprise. I knew she had chewed there. We had wired it shut, but then it looked like she chewed again. She has a stick. I don't know. Sometimes when sometimes they can get attitude and need something, don't have the right words to express it to me, or maybe, I took too long to, pet her when I was petting the other one or something. Anyway, they can get attitude sometimes, but it's so funny because every time I open one of them, the other one comes, you know, both ways. They both come and be like, pet us, because I usually pet them like this, one hand on each of them, this close together. So, um, yeah, and that's the girls, ravioli and rigatoni. Now, um, risotto and penne are going to get bred here soon. I was going to do them today. I don't know if that's going to happen still or not. It might be not until tomorrow, but that will happen soon, and that will be their first breeding. And a reminder to anybody watching soon, Penne has a birth defect. She has half a back foot. Nothing happened. Nothing bad happened. It just is how she is. And she does completely fine with it. So I'm not planning on saving any of her babies back for future breeders. They are all going to be meat. So I don't see an issue with it. And we'll see if there's any issues, moving forward. Hopefully not, but I did want to preface that because I know once I make her visible again, I really haven't been filming a lot with them. Um, just want to make sure that that works. Yeah, that was a surprise because that hole was literally like that big, and I don't know why they squeezed out. Why two? If you saw your sibling like fall, luckily we had just put in wood chips and it was a nice soft landing. It hadn't been packed down yet. Um, if you saw your sibling fall, you'd be like, I want to do that too. No, I wouldn't. There you go. Yeah, Dawn says I have 8 trays for my Nesco. And Nesco, I have the one, there's different ones. I have it's called like Garden Master or something, but it's one that you can set the temperature. I know they have several of them that you can set the temperature on. And I also have the fruit roll-up trays, which if you ever just take plums, cut out the pits, put it in a blender or food processor, and just put that out on a fruit roll-up tray, put them in the dehydrator. That stuff's good. Yeah. I did Elephant Heart and Santa Rosa, which usually don't fruit at the same time, but it was 2 years ago that I did that. I think I think it was 2 years ago. They usually don't fruit at the same time, but they did this time and I mixed them together. They're really good. All right. Andy Rabbit's here. Hello. Hello, Andy Rabbit. Welcome. Ken hasn't found wheat tortillas yet. Are you looking for a particular brand? Because those should be pretty easy to find. I think like Mission makes them. There's a tortilla place. I don't even know if they still exist. They probably do, out of Hollister, that make really good tortillas. But I don't remember their name. That's useful information, right? Yeah, Verna says to Ken to make your own. Tortillas, I have not tried enough to be very successful in making the ones that like you could just make a bunch and put them in the fridge and use, like the flour tortillas that are flexible. I have not tried to do that. I have tried to make them, but have had recipes that don't really work for that. Yeah. Yeah. So let me know what you find. Oh, Erin says Christina has rabbits again. Yay! What kind did she get? Or wait, she has rabbits again or kits? Or both? What kind of rabbits do you guys have? And Verna has kits too. I saw that yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, you said something about that yesterday. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, these kits are growing. I think they're 9 weeks today. So people tend to process between 10 and 12 weeks. We're probably going to go 12 weeks. That's what we've got. That's what I've done in the past. Which means somewhere around Easter. Thanks, TM. um, TM says Elite Gourmet Dehydrator. It was a low dollar one, but I hope it works good. Hey, hopefully it will work for you. You just have to figure out how. So one of the first what let me back up. The first food dehydrator I bought was $6 at a thrift store, and it was just had the heat coil on the bottom, so it didn't have a temperature, like didn't have a temperature regulator, didn't have a fan. If it just has a coil on the bottom, the thing that you need to remember is to change your tray locations. So your bottom tray is going to get the most heat and your top tray is going to get the least heat without that fan and without that temperature control. So basically, you just need to shuffle them every once in a while, so that they get a more even dehydration. So, and then if you can dehydrate things like greens or teas or stuff like that, below like at 95 degrees. That you don't want to do that too hot unless you'll cook them. So good luck. Let us know how that turns out. And Ken says, according to the sine curve, tomorrow is the middle of spring. Yeah, tomorrow is the start of spring, right? Tomorrow is the equinox. It used to be the 20th or the 21st, and then they changed it, so I don't know. I don't know. There you go. Happy spring. Don says, I got news today, April 22, just to see the next specialist. Okay. The way it's going, they will keep me in bed till May or later for the first surgery. Hopefully your husband will step up and grow some things, and hopefully you're not in bed that long. Sending you good vibes. I hope everybody else is too, because that is challenging. Hey, Christina's here. Guido's Family Farm. Hey, friends, I got the 13th like, just to keep pace with everybody, huh? Yeah, so what kind of rabbits did you get? Yeah, Verna, I'm sorry. When it comes to like mailing things, I need to get better at it, and it will happen. You know it will happen. Just don't know when. It'll be a surprise. It'll be before your birthday. Oh boy. Yeah, Dawn. So she says I'm working on a way to get out of bed despite it. Don't sit in bed for months. Yeah, that being active is as active as you can is, I think, is a good idea. Yeah. You got the dozen like. Okay. Well, she got Baker's 13 or Baker's dozen. Tiny in size, big on flavor. The drumsticks. Yep. David says we had a recent clutch of 6 chuckers. We don't know their sex yet, but we plan to name them Tracy, Christopher, Laureen, Keith, Shirley, and Danny. If you're old enough, you may guess why the names. Is that the Brady Bunch? That's the only thing I can think of, and I don't remember. I don't remember their names. PJ knows. Don says Frost. We were 25 last night and tonight too. Southwest Central Illinois. Yes, Frost. Partridge Family. Okay, that makes more sense, Verna. I was trying to think of what was 6 kids, and I don't even know if the Brady Bunch was 6. Was it 6? I don't know. Anyway. Ken, I'm jealous. He says, my cactus started from the whole cactus root are still growing. I believe mine are still molding. I haven't looked at it. It's over there, but I peeked in and it wasn't doing well. So there you go. We'll try again with one that we know is not have any of that in it next year, next fall, when they start going. How big is it? I want to know. Verna says, good luck, Dawn. Perhaps quail and homesteading con this year. No. And Erica likes the names, David. Perfect choice. Thank you, Verna, for the link. So Verna's talking about one of your does, right? One of her rabbits. Smokey tore up one wall of pea guard. Talk about ornery. She pulled out the J clips. You know, it's funny. They're all the rabbits that I've had have been really, really well mannered, really well. Their attitude is really good. And then sometimes when they're pregnant, they're just pregnant. They just have issues with the world. And then it looks like I don't know why, or maybe this happened before when she was pregnant and I didn't realize it. With tortellini, not tortellini, rigatoni. Tortellini is gone. With rigatoni, I wonder if she chewed that before she had babies and I just didn't notice it because it's in the corner and don't focus there, or if she did after. But sometimes they have attitude when they're pregnant. And I think some of it too is a lack of way of communicating. So like I have Ravioli. She turns her water cups and we're going to be putting a bucket underneath that because it's just I don't really want to do water nipples for her. I really like that they drink out of something. It's a more natural thing. I might have to go that route at some point, and I will if that's the case. But I want to just try and put a bucket underneath there so she stops messing with, or if she messes with it, we can catch the the water. And that mostly occurs when she's upset that I'm not petting her, I think. When I've come in and checked on rigatoni only, or come in and only checked on the quail and just said hello like this, or if Manuel feeds her for a day or two and I'm not there, she'll start doing that. And I think it's just her way to, I mean, I'm their person. So I think it's just a way for her to say, I'm not happy, come fix this. So you at least have to open the hutch to come in and fix this. So that's something, that's a non-pregnancy attitude thing, but I think it's not attitude. I think it's her way of communicating. And we could talk whether that's right or wrong. Anyway, not sure how to train that out either. All right. Dawn says, oh, 3 months per knee. Oh, wow. Yeah. You're going to be on the list for a while, huh? That sucks. Sucks. But we are all hoping, I'm sure I can speak for everyone, that you come out of it good, well, and healthy. Yeah. And Andy says, hopefully do it faster. Faster as long as it's done well. Yes. Yeah, Dawn says a fruit roll-up trays and temperature dial. Can't remember the name of the one it is. Okay. Yeah. I recommend, if you do, like, you guys remember fruit roll-ups, right? Probably haven't had one from the store in a while. But fruit roll-ups, like, there's kind of an art to making them. It has to have just the right consistency to go on there. A lot of them you add apple to get that consistency. I always thought apple was a filler, which it might still be, but it is also a consistency thing where some things don't get quite the right consistency unless it has that apple. I don't know if it's the pectin or if it's something else or just consistency, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Dawn, not gonna sit there. Yep. Good. I'm glad you're planning things, Dawn. Andy Rabbit says, I have Excalibur dehydrators. Both are 9 trays. Yes. But aren't they like that big? Because the thing is with the Nesco, my trays are like that thick. So you can put not necessarily thicker things on because you probably shouldn't put that much thicker. But like if I'm doing a bunch of leaves, I don't single layer them. I do pile them on. Rightfully or wrongfully, that's how things get done around here. um, yeah. Okay. Inverna says, I have a few to process myself, Katrina. I think I'm going to keep a doe or two. Okay, good. Good, good. Yeah, so we have the 5 that are 9 weeks old this week, or this today. I think it's today. And so once those are processed at 12 weeks or thereabouts, then I actually decided, so we could rebreed rigatoni right now. We're talking rabbits right now, not pastas. We could rebreed rigatoni right now because her babies are more than 3 weeks old. That's when I rebreed. And however, because we're going to breed the other ladies who haven't had babies yet, I'm going to breed them together. And then I'm going to, when Ravioli is ready, her babies are what, a week plus right now. When she's ready to rebreed, then I'll breed both of them at the same time so that it's always better to have 2 mamas and milk at once, if possible. So I think I'm just going to wait on her. Otherwise, they're just going to be off the rest of the season. So I'm just going to wait on her and, maybe her babies can stay with her a little longer. So there you go. Ken says, oh, I bought some flour tortillas and I was eating them and I thought, is that the right sound? I put them in the refrigerator, but I can't find them now. Oh, that's different than making them. Good luck on finding flour tortillas then. Good luck. Yeah. Verna says, I don't put my tortillas in the refrigerator. I don't put any bread in the refrigerator. I don't put bread in the refrigerator, but I do put tortillas, which I guess are kind of bread. I think mostly because it says to do it. I don't know. I don't do that on mustard though, so I don't know. Yeah, today is last day of winter, I thought. Yeah, Dawn, I think you're right. I think the first day of spring is tomorrow. They used to be on the 20th or the 21st, but then things changed, so yeah. Okay. Okay, we got clarification from Verna. March 19 is the start. The first full day of spring is the 20th. Okay. Okay, tomorrow. Thanks, Verna. Andy says I'm the worst at mailing things. That's the reason I don't want to have a mailer business. If I had people, have I had things being mailed out, kind of on a schedule, that'd be one thing. But the post office is, blocks from here, but I don't get over there. Same thing with going to the bank. Now, my bank used to be in the Safeway, the grocery store. But then I didn't really go to the grocery store all that much, and I ended up just going to that grocery store when I had like a check to put in, and then they moved out, and so like I hardly ever go over there anymore, and I have checks that I need to put in. I need to do it at the bank. Oh boy. See, Andy, I think if you were on a regular basis, I think it would be easier. All right, Gidros, which is Christina, says we got 2 young Californian does. I had sold off the herd to expand the quail, but I want just 3. I just need to find a little buck now. Awesome. Good luck. Californian are good. Is that the variety you had before? But Californians are good. I don't know. I haven't had a bad experience, but I only had 2 different types. And crosses. So yeah, they're good. They're good and they're fun and their color changes, which is cool. in the winter and the summer. Yeah. Okay. TM, are you on the Friends of Facebook? Friends of Facebook. No. Friends of Facebook. Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group. TM, do you have Facebook? Because you can post that there if you are on Facebook. Just if you've not a member yet, or member, if you're not a person on there yet, just answer the questions and accept the rules so that we know that you're human. And you can send that. It's a UPIC farm to find a UPIC farm near you. That's a really good thing to know. Yeah. Oh, Steve's here. If we're tracking likes, he's got them covered. Awesome. Welcome, Steve. And Jennifer's here. Welcome, Jennifer. Good evening. I have a question. I have an answer. Don't know what it is yet. Do you spray your peach trees? If so, how often? I did not today. I didn't today. That's not mine to say. I did not this year. Should I have? Probably. My desert gold peach tree does have some peach leaf curl this year. I do typically spray copper, and that is sprayed before the leaves come out. So Jennifer, I don't remember where you are. For where I am, it is supposed to be, what is it, Thanksgiving, New Year's, and Valentine's Day? I think they recommend 3 sprays of copper, and that is on the leaf buds. So that's basically on the branches of the tree. And you don't have to. If you don't have peach leaf curl in your area, I wouldn't do it. Copper is an antifungal, and so that is something to pay attention to. So that is a fungal disease. If there's other fungal diseases in your area, that would be a good solution as well. But it is something that's used like pre-leafing, pre-budding out. And don't overdo it. So you don't like drench the whole area, because again, we want fungus in the soil. Now, if you have a good base in your soil, probably a little bit of copper spray won't do much, right? It'll kill off some and then it'll regrow. But you don't want to like drench the soil with copper spray. And again, you can get just at any nursery, they will have a copper spray and the instructions will be on there. You get a pump, one of those pump. You can do it with a spray bottle, but I wouldn't recommend it because that's going to hurt your hand after a while. But get a pump sprayer. They're like $4, and use that. You get the pressure going, and then you can twist the nozzle to be like a light mist, and then you can cover the branches. Again, I don't know where you are, so I don't know if it's too late to do that now or if it's fine, but typically it's 3 that get Thanksgiving, New Year's, and Valentine's Day is typical for at least where I am, and I'm in California. That probably extends throughout the West, but you want to do it when they're mostly dormant. Okay, hopefully that helps you. All right. Oh, okay. The Marcia in there would be the trigger for the Brady Bunch, right, Steve? 6. Greg, Peter, Bobby, Marcia, Jan, and Cindy. Okay. I did not grow up watching that. I've seen it, but I did not grow up watching that. All right. Andy says if Dawn has her first knee surgery in May, 3 months later, she'll be ready for QuailCon. Oh, 2025. Okay, 2025. Yeah. Hey, that will work. We're just hoping good vibes her way. Yeah. One knee's not going to let you walk. Yep. Absolutely. That's a long road, and I know you know a lot of the what you should do, so that's good. And take care of yourself. Yeah. David says our two does, JJ and Cleo, are due to deliver in the next 24 to 48 hours. Both are first time. Any tips? My first time moms did really great by themselves. So you already have their nest boxes in with them, right? That would be the only thing, is that I know some people wait until they start stashing, and I've only had first time moms, well, twice right now at the same kind of similar time, and then I'll have two more first time moms coming. But I think that is okay for like experienced does, where you give them the hay and they're like, oh yes, I know what to do with this. I've heard of them giving birth on the wire before, or outside of the nest box, however you have your rabbits set up. And um, I I wonder, I have no clue if this is true or not, but I wonder if that's because the nest box isn't in early enough and they don't establish a relationship with that nest box being there. Not a relationship, a kind of like a feeling of, okay, that's where I'm supposed to have my babies. I have no idea if that's right or wrong. It's just a feeling that I have. And um, so I recommend, if you haven't put it in now and check on her. Mine typically have them like midnight or early morning. I only had one so far that had one that kindled one time in the afternoon, it was really weird. So that was something that happened. If this is your first time, is this your first time? You've had kits before, right? I think you've had kits. If this is somebody's first time having rabbits kindle, that's what you call when they give birth. Make sure you're prepared that you may go in there and you may see babies that are dead. And they may be outside of the nest box, they may be inside the nest box, they may be underneath the pile of babies. And it's important to get those out because they will sap the warmth from the babies that are alive. There's also a saying that if they're not dead until they're warm and dead. And so there are people who have taken them and you get them warm. If they're cold, you get them warm in your hands, or very, very, very lightly warmed water. Like put them in a Ziploc that's open and kind of float them. And there are some people that have been able to revive them with that. If they have blood at the mouth, or if they have pooling of blood in their bodies, then it's likely that they're actually gone. But be prepared for that, because if you're not prepared for that, it's going to be a shock. And then also be prepared that the mom's going to eat the placentas, and she will do this, and it's okay. It is good for her. It's good. And then I personally remove, any bloody hay or any of that out of the system. Mom will likely clean it up, but I just figure if I'm checking on them anyway, I'll take it out for her. But what else? Anybody else have tips for either first time does or first time people having, people having kids for the first time? Does that make sense? I guess that's pretty much it. And then I would, as soon as you know she's giving birth, fill up the feeder, keep it full, and let her eat as much as she wants. So as far as first time does, mine both did really well. And I think framing the environment in a way that says, hey, here's a nest box, it's yours, make it, she can make it hers before the babies come. I think that, to me, that's the advice I would give. All right, we'll see what other people say. Yep, 2025 maybe. Awesome. Verna put the link for Quail and Homesteading Con 2024, and that is on the MyShire Farm website. I'll be there. Verna will be there. A lot of people other will be there. Verna, I just spoke for you. I'm just assuming you're going to be there. If you're not even going to be there, I'm going to have questions. Anyway, it's a whole lot of fun. They're expanding it this year to a whole lot more than quail. It's big homesteading, getting people to be enthusiastic about all aspects of homesteading. So I don't know what all's on the docket. I know some of it, and it's always going to be great. It always is. It's good to see good people there too. Yeah, so Verna said the same thing. Make sure their nest box is already in there. I actually put the straw or hay, I have hay because that's what I have, in the nest box. The first time I had the first time my rabbit was going to do, okay, if you want to watch a really, really long video, one of my first videos was Tortellini building a nest. And it is, if you're interested in it, it's interesting. If you're not interested in it, don't watch it. It is a very long video. Let me actually just find that. And so with her, I was actually giving her hay or putting in a bunch of hay because I had no clue how much hay went in a nest box. I shove it full now, and then they can decide what they need. They're either going to eat a lot of it. I put it in on day 26 or 27, and let's see, builds a nest, I think. And they're going to eat a lot of it. Yeah, this is 57 minutes long. It's a really long one. But I figured, where's my little share thing? I figured if I was interested enough in recording it, that somebody would be interested in watching it. So if you're interested, Bunny builds a nest. There's a link for that. And I was giving her, piece by piece. And I did watch her build the whole thing, which is pretty cool. So I now just shove it full, put it in. And that's good. It was a good experience to watch Tortellini do that, but yeah. Tam says, I have made biscuits with applesauce for the fat. They were okay. Thank you for reporting, TM. I had applesauce before the live. It was wonderful. Yeah, applesauce can replace the like the lard or the butter or whatever, the fat, the oil. I think it's mostly replacing oil in recipes that I've seen it. I think it can replace all the fats, but I think the consistency of the fat also matters. Like if you make cookies and it's supposed to be, let's say the butter is supposed to be room temperature, and instead it's like 90-degree room temperature and squishy, you're going to get a different consistency of the cookie or whatever you're making. So interesting. Just, I don't know where that came from. Oh, Dawn, amputation. Well, I hope that doesn't have to happen unless you want it to. But I hope that doesn't have to happen. All right, nest boxes are in place. JJ has some fur in with the hay. Awesome. Sometimes they pull fur right away. Sometimes they don't. So that is good. And sometimes they'll pull more after they have babies too. All right, Andy Rabbit has advice. David, if you see they are not building in the nest box, put extra boxes in the spots where they are trying to build, even if you have boxes covering the whole floor. That is a good tip, except for don't put it in the bathroom, right? Make sure your nest box is not in the bathroom, because then it becomes a bathroom. Yeah. Rigatoni made hers a bathroom, even though it wasn't in the bathroom. Changing that fixed it, though, so that's okay. And Verna says to David, just make sure to check often to make sure if any are born on the wire. If they are, toss them into the nest box. Maybe not toss them, maybe set them nicely. Yes, Steve. For a fee, post office can pick up your house. I actually met our new postal person and know his name now. So he's been doing really well. So I hope my delivery side of things has calmed. Yeah, we've had quite a fight about that, this whole neighborhood and the post office. Oh, hey, Huga Homestead, right? Hi, Huga Homestead. Welcome, welcome. All right. No. Tim, I don't know what you're answering. It's okay. Oh, Verna's on top of it. Awesome. Thank you. Doing the links, Verna. Uh, Christina Guidro's Family Farm says, we had a couple different breeds and New Zealand's for meat. I just always like Californians, so that's what I wanted this time around for meat. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, New Zealand is what the buck is, and that's what tortellini was. And they're really good too. Yeah. So TM asked in a comment about Mr. Parmesan and how he's doing. And I got a text from the lady who has him. Let's see if I can show this without showing information. And he learned how to get up in the upper part of his hutch. She didn't see him go up for the first time, but I'm guessing she saw him go down. She was gonna watch for it. Yeah. And it's a funny thing because I think he's really gonna like being up in the upper part of the hutch. And we were concerned that he might not get up there because he's a little girthsome. Is that a word? He's a little girthy for that hutch. He's not fat, but he's, for that the whole I mean, it's only the ramp is only like that wide for him to go up. He did it though. And so I think he's going to be really happy that he can go up because his hutch here is up, and I think he can see more things and feel comfortable up there. So, but she's having a good time with him. Yeah. There's your answer, TM. All right. Andy says the Excalibur dehydrator can hold a lot more than you think. Okay. If it's really tall, you can always remove a tray. I can also use my glass baking dishes for liquid. Have a few pans that slide in the grooves. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Ken says, if you draw a sine curve on a line, you'll see that what they say is the beginning of spring is actually the middle of spring. Okay. I would have to see it visually. That's fine. I'm fine with that. All I know is the plants are blooming. The plants are blooming, and I have at least 3 turnips that I thought got eaten or something. So that's good. We'll see if the peas come up. I feel like I need to plant more peas now. I think they probably got frozen. Not frozen. They probably got drowned out with the rain because the peas and the brassicas that I planted just didn't do anything. And I think it was because I planted it before rain and then it kept on raining. So I should plant more. Oh, Verna, I hope tonight's freeze does not kill the pear tree's blossoms. I hope so too. And you can cover it with a sheet. Oh no, you're talking about the other pear tree. Yeah. Well, you can go cover the sheet if you want. Yeah. Okay, so Andy Rabbit says she bought 9 trays instead of the 5 trays, so you have more room to adjust the shelves. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Hey, Witch Doctor. Welcome, Melanie. Saying hi. We are cold enough tonight to start a fire. Sorry I'm late. Daughter called. That's fine. That's fine. You're on time. You're here. Welcome. I want to know how you're doing with that question you asked in Quill for Profit. How you're doing with that situation. You don't have to say it on here, but I think it's exciting what you're doing. Oh, I just scrolled you guys, and you're there. We go. There we go. You bought your elderberry and saffron. Brought, not bought, into the house tonight because they were growing like crazy and we didn't want the freeze to kill them. Oh, yeah. Saffron is completely fine. Well, your freezes are different than our freezes, but it has frozen here. Excuse me. It has frozen here after they've leafed out, and it hasn't been an issue. So I don't know how that works with like freeze, but they should be fine. I know they grow them all over the place, but good luck with that. Jennifer's in East Tennessee. I do not spray during flowering. No, that's too late. That's too late. Have you had peach leaf curl before? Or any of the other fungus stuff before? Because another fungus, I know for shotgun fungus, which I don't think I've ever had on the peaches, but I had on the plums one year. I was looking up how to treat that, and it was a seaweed spray. And yeah, I think when it's flowering, you want to make sure that whatever you're putting on your plant is not something that's going to hurt a pollinator. And if it is something that's going to hurt a pollinator, you need to look up if it's okay to use it like after the pollinators are sleeping, before, right before the sun goes down, when the pollinators go to bed, whether that's okay or not. And I don't know what you might be dealing with. So if you don't have any issues, you should be fine without spraying anything. Yeah, I'm more into being more organic. I do know I have that one issue for the peach leaf curl, and I do usually treat it. This year and last year I didn't, because we had a lot of rain, and you don't want to do that right before rain because it's just going to, wash off your efforts. Yeah. Yep. Oh, Witch Doctor and Jennifer are neighbors. You guys figure out where you are. Do a butcher class on rabbits at QuailCon. You could do that. Yeah, you could do that. All right, Andy Rott says, maybe if everyone says that to Zach, we can have a demo this year. The thing with rabbits that might be hard about that is it's got to be whoever's raising the rabbits that does that. I know with mine, I do socialize enough with them that they're not going to be hard to handle, and they're not going to be all that. And if one gets stressed out and is going to, thinks its end is coming, they scream. And you don't want that in your life. You don't want to traumatize people. And so I think that has to be done very carefully, and it has to be done by the person who's raised the rabbits, or is comfortable with them, like those individual rabbits. That's what I would do. Because I think in a demo, you're going through things a little slower, and I haven't done a demo before. I mean, I've done a lot of rabbits, but I haven't done a demo before. And I think what I would do is I go through an explanation and then do it quickly. Because what I do is I do it very, very quickly. I like to think the rabbit doesn't have time to say, oh, I'm in a bad situation, or this is not okay, or whatever, and that it's quick enough. So yeah, I don't know how that would work. It would have to be definitely thoroughly thought about before doing. And yeah. Anyway, my opinion, others may have different opinions, but I do think it's valuable to know that, know how to do it. Verna says, after kindling, give the does some oatmeal as it helps with their milk. I haven't done that, but that is a good idea. Okay, it's going okay. Jennifer says, oh, okay. Jennifer's 25 miles south of Knoxville. There you go. Oh, Ken, cactus are about a foot tall and are about 6 months old. That is awesome. That is so awesome. I'm going to try that again with ones that I know or don't have any rot to them. That must have, the one of them must have had some rot to them. Yeah. Andy, I feel like you used to live everywhere. That's what I thought, Verna. Haven't missed one yet. That's what I thought. Maryville, huh? All right. Witch doctors in Dandridge? That sounds like that town has a story. She lies on a road that goes to Maryville. Steve. Oh, you bought your smoker in Maryville. All right. Thank you, Buster. Buster says, congratulations on the views. Yeah, that popped up the other day that I had 250,000 views on YouTube, and I just thought that was unique to me and unexpected to me, because I don't see that each day. You know, you don't see that activity each day, and it adds up. So thank you, Buster. Yeah. Got it, David. Oh, you got all of our advice? And there may be other advice from other people. If you guys have other advice to give David on first-time mamas and bunnies, let him know. Let all of us know. All right. Andy's in Missouri. John's here. Good evening and good morning. And good afternoon to you. Welcome, John. All right. Yeah, Steve, you can toss them in the box. Andy Rabbit tosses them. Yeah. Poor little bunnies. If it's okay, so Andy's saying if you put the box over the bathroom spot, it's okay for a short time to save the babies. Okay, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Just maybe don't keep it there. True. Oh, Jennifer says that's a very cold place. I'll stay here in Tennessee. Bonsai bunnies? Why are they bonsai? John, you just brought up Dr. Pepper. And Verna's yelling at you already. So Andy's saying not too cold here, really. Don't get as deep snow as we used to anymore. Yeah, climate's changing for sure. If you spent any amount of time outside, climate's changing. Yeah. Yep. For sure. Dr. Pepper ice cream float. Oh my gosh. Steve's yelling at you. Hey, Silver Creek's here. Howdy, y'all. Hey, Tommy, are you in the path of totality for the it's anybody else too? I know I asked this on the Facebook too. Who's seeing the total eclipse in April, early April? April 8th, I want to say. I think you're in Texas, right? Yeah. And we're saying to him, love your recent videos, Tommy. John says my car won't go if I don't start it. Oh my gosh, you guys. Nice cages. Good. Was that from the weekend review? We just replaced the front part. That was it. Or the other rabbit hutches did the floor. So a little bit of both. All right. Orlando says hello to everyone. Hello, Orlando. Welcome. TM says he is a big boy. Well, yeah, you're talking about Parmesan. He Can I open this? There we go. Eh. So yeah, he's in the top of that hutch. That hutch has more room on the other side, like on this side. It goes out, you know. But yeah, he's a meat rabbit, and that was not made for a meat rabbit. So yeah. Um, Dawn says Katrina, seeing Parmesan in a home setup like that makes me want one like that after surgery is done. You know, Dawn, there are a lot of rabbits that have these homes, have these lives, and then something happens, or maybe Easter happened, and they go to a shelter. So you might look at, unless you're looking into meat rabbits, if you are looking at like a pet rabbit, go to a shelter. They have tons that are just, either they're too old, their kid didn't know they lived 12 years or whatever it is. Go to there, or reach out to a rabbitry and ask if they, when they have an older one that's out, that's done breeding, if you can have an older one, and that's been socialized, then that's an option. And I mean, I know you're growing things hydroponically, but you could also grow things, in other ways. And rabbit poop is a cold manure, and it's really good fertilizer for your plants. So even if you're not going to raise them to eat, raising them for their manure or raising them as a pet, I think is a good idea. And they are sociable, and I think you'll find that with all animals. And I choose to treat my animals well and treat them well while they're here. And yeah, there you go. But yeah, he's super being taken care of. He's in a good home. He's probably getting more pets than he was here. Multiple people there. Oh, John says, I'm sorry for your loss of peeps. Oh boy. Oh, Witch Doctor says our ball python just laid eggs tonight. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I used to have two snakes. They were Texas Beard rat snakes, which is now, they renamed it. I don't remember whether they renamed it too. And their names were Ella and Faye. And that's only funny if you know scientific names of what they used to be. Yeah. What is the morph? The morph of what? Color? I don't know what you're asking, John. Or if you're talking to me. Yeah, I'm excited about Witch Doctor's python eggs. It's awesome. How long until they hatch? That's a good question. And Verna says I will plant some of my peas next week. Not your trees. That I realized that when I said that. And then I was like, yeah, you could throw a sheet over it anyway. Just do it anyway and say, like, I'm taking care of your tree. You're making way for Halloween. Yeah. Okay, the female is a lesser and the male is a butter. So that's the morphs. Okay. You want to breed for blue eye Lucy's. Awesome, awesome. Okay, okay. Good luck, Witch Doctor. Good luck. Oh, John, my mother won't plant all the tomato seeds I bought her. I did buy her a lot. Well, did she plant any? She should plant some. We shall see, Dawn. Yep, good luck. Oh, Ricky, Psycho Ward says hi. He's fixing burgers and watching the wood burning stove. What was wrong with the burgers that he needed to fix? Hi. Dawn is asking, does your lemon balm die off every winter where Dawn is? It does where I am. I don't water mine, so it gets whatever water from the neighbor it gets because it's right near the boundary. But it does die back every winter here, so I'm guessing it does for her. Oh, and she says it does. Yeah. Jennifer says, I bought 2 patio peach trees that are in containers. I don't have any issues yet. They have lots of blooms. Yeah, I wouldn't spray them with anything then. Good luck. Good luck. So this will be their first time fruiting, maybe. That'll be awesome. Awesome. John says, I bought a lemon bay leaf plant. It's a strong scent. I bet. I did not know they made varieties of bay leaf other than bay leaf. We have the Californian version here, which is not the cooking version, but that's what I use. It's like double strength. It's good. Yeah. Oh, which doctor has a good point. Jennifer, are you freezing tonight and you may want to bring your plants in or cover them with a sheet or something if it's freezing tonight because they're already in flower. Andy says it would live in the ground, but I don't want to take over. Mine hasn't taken over, but we also are not in a wet environment, so yeah. Okay, roll them inside the garage at night. That is nice. That is nice. Exactly, David. I've seen channels do that. And it's a lot different. I learned based on videos and talking with people, and also, I mean, when I got my rabbits, a hopper popper came with them. So that was the method I was going to use because I had that. And it's a method that I think is really good. I think learning it with a person is always going to be better. Same thing with the quail. I learned watching videos and now I know how to do it and I do it and it's fine. But it is watching something and doing something are different. And so that's also something to keep in mind. And also every individual is going to be a little different, right? You're like, oh, maybe I got this way, or man, that one won't give me its foot, or different personalities of these things. Anyway, all right. Okay, John says I like the palmetto morph on corn snakes. There are so many different color morphs on snakes. It's ridiculous how many there are. I've been to several reptile shows and it's like that's I'm like, how do you keep them straight? Dandridge does have history. Of course it does. Martha Washington was born here and it's named after her. That's not the same as Martha. Was that her last name? Tells you what I know about history. Andy says, I have silver foxes, Katrina. I don't think about the crazy that rabbits can be. Silver foxes are a gentle giant. Yeah, well, that's why I was saying, like, you don't know what you would be getting into necessarily, but yeah. All right. Psycho Ward's here. Hi. You didn't want your wife speaking for you, huh? Okay, you just can't grow it, and if I put it in pots here, it dies. Dawn says we're talking about lemon balm. All right. And Steve is supposed to get 95 to 98% of what? Of rain? of freezing. Verna says, we will be, but won't see it. Oh, there we go. I am on track now. We were talking about eclipse night. Steve, that's worth a little road trip down the road. What, you got to go like an hour or something to get 100%? Do it. Yeah, Verna, we will be, but won't see it due to cloudy weather. That's what I've been hearing is kind of the forecast for a lot of that. Yeah. Andy says my town is having a 4-day event for it. I heard one whole county in Texas has already declared a state of emergency because of all the influx of people that they're going to have. They're going to run out of water and gas and projected, outages and stuff. Yeah. Witch Doctor's 80% of totality. And Silver Creek says, oh yeah, we gonna see the eclipse. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I was considering driving out somewhere, but kind of thinking not. It is worth seeing. It is worth seeing. If you're close to it, especially, go see it. I saw the last one in 2017 from my parents' backyard, basically, who walked up the hill. That was nice. Didn't have to deal with traffic. Got there early, got there a little later, left a little later. Yeah. Yep. Good night, Dawn. Good night, Dawn. David says, now we have a buck and doe Californian. The buck is a father for our Cleo, white New Zealand. Awesome. Awesome. Witch Doctor says, we have rabbits in the yard, but something keeps eating them. We find the fur. If you find headless ones, it's a weasel or a mink. They like to do that. I can't tell you otherwise. Probably coyote or fox or bobcat. I don't know what you guys have there. Yeah, you can sell the rabbit poop. Yep. Yep. Okay, we're talking snakes. Snake eggs take 55 to 65 days. All right. Oh, snakes eating your wild rabbits? Probably not this time of year, is my guess. Yeah. You like snakes, you don't like feeding them? Well, snakes have personalities. I could tell them from across the room, they're different, the two different girls. We could tell their personalities for sure. You need rats for the food for snakes too, or quail. Come on. There's a learning curve to trying anything new. Yep. Yep. John says, I saw mangrove snakes on YouTube. I think they're cool. Most snakes are. The one snake that I think is really cool is a rubber boa because it looks kind of like a garden hose. Like if you're driving, you see it. It has fused vertebrae. The last part of the vertebrae are fused in the tail. And when they're threatened, they'll curl up with their head underneath and then the tail on top. And the tail whaps things because it's like a club. I think that's pretty awesome. Plus, they are out a little bit cooler than a lot of other snakes, so they come out sooner and they go to bed, go to hibernation later. So it's pretty cool, and they're fun. Yeah. So have you tried to feed quail chicks? Exactly. You have quail. White-sided rattler is Silver Creek's favorite. Okay. Oh. Stephen gives given facts here. Tennessee did not exist when Martha was alive. She was born in Virginia. So it's no longer Tennessee history. It's Virginia history. Oh boy. Oh, but grew up in Dandridge? Okay. You were told it's named after her. Got it. Okay. Check out the Bell Witch sometime down there in Tennessee. I've heard of that. I don't know why I have heard of that. Possums do that too? I've never seen a possum do anything nefarious besides stealing all my strawberries. Now I have a green stalk for that, so hopefully they haven't stolen them anymore. But there was one baby that I would watch. I would go out and see him at night. There was one baby that was like this big a couple years ago, and it would be like do 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 do. Oh, strawberry! Yum 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 yum. Oh, strawberry! Yum, yum, yum. Like, okay. But I have not had any interaction with them. I know they eat like road-killed stuff and stuff like that, but I didn't know they were fast enough, really, to do a rabbit. Interesting. You have wild weasels. That's why I said weasels, yeah. Yeah, they can eat baby quail. Yep. David wants to know, so is the eclipse thing just another form of daylight saving time? Do I need to add artificial light to my quail hut? So what happens with a total eclipse is the shadow is anyway, everything gets shadowed, right? We don't have daylight from the sun directly, but you get the thing around the sun, right? The corona, that was called. And you can see it's not going to go black, but it does. It's like everything stops in the sound, and like even the insect sounds go away, and it's like a twilight that comes very it's settled. It comes slowly but then settles quickly. I don't know if that makes sense to people. And then um it's like a twilight all the way around. It's very, very neat. Very neat. um yeah, and then you see the diamond when it starts going again. Yeah, very cool. I wouldn't bother about the lighting for your birds. It's just one day. You would, Verna? Okay. Okay, Dandridge is only town in the United States named after Martha Dandridge, Washington, wife of first president. All right. But if she grew up there, it must have had a name before that, right? John, I'm drinking tea. You're trying to start something. um, Silver Creek says our possums get medium dog size here. They will wreck some chickens. You know, I've heard that. That's interesting. I mean, my coops and runs are so enclosed that I don't think they can get in. But yeah, we have a mama possum. She must be that big. Her body. I don't know if I'm exaggerating or not, but she's at least that big, with her tail, And I haven't seen her in a while, but I know she still exists because there's babies. Well, I think the baby's right that now. But she would come to the pond to drink, and she was huge. Yeah. David's messing with us. Hey, someone might have thought that. You need special glasses to watch the clips. Absolutely, you do. And if you think you're going to get goggles from Harbor Freight that were the dark goggles for, I don't remember what it's called, welding goggles or whatever, the answer is no, you're not. You can get goggles that are good enough for welding and for eclipse, but it has to be a certain number. I don't know what that number is. 16 or 18 is in my head, but that could also be the gauge for rabbit flooring. Look it up yourself. Know what you're getting before you look at the sun for that long, because you don't want to damage your eyes. Oh, Verna says last time it caused a lot of birds to be thrown off their egg laying. Interesting. Okay. I'm just gonna see what happens. I don't even know what the percentage I get here, if any. It's I think it's gonna be very little. They were selling eclipse glasses at Lowe's though. We went there the other day. That was weird. Danger is protected by a rock levee. Okay. Which Dr. lives 3 minutes from that lake. That's good. Oh, Verna likes the quail eggs. Tommy's related to Betsy Ross, and around the same time there is a George Washington as well. Yep, you jumped. Don't know if it's the George Washington. How many George Washingtons did you make flags for? Maybe. Maybe. Probably. All right. According to NASA, you should wear a set of eclipse glasses that complies with the ISO 12312-2 international standard when viewing any solar eclipse. This is thousands of times darker than standard sunglasses. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And they do have actual goggles that are dark and that are not dark enough, and there are actual goggles that are dark enough. So, yeah. What does the standard say? I think that's what. Oh, international standard? You mean the non-international standard? The local standard? Probably same thing. Yeah. All right. Well, my plan was to talk about rabbits today, and we're already kind of talking about rabbits. But what I want to know from you guys is what types of rabbit questions have you seen or do you have that would be good information to transfer over, if that makes sense. Like, I want to do some rabbit things that are informative. I think we just talked about the nest box and what's needed with new moms and stuff. But I want your guys' opinion on what information you either see needs attention as videos or as information, or if you have questions yourself, like what might have a bigger answer. And so yeah, that's what I want to know. How to process a rabbit. There you go. Yep. Very similar to quail. Just bigger and fluffier. That's a good question. Tommy says, I wear a welding hood to look at the eclipse, darkens everything around the face too. Good. And you can adjust the light on a welding hood. Good, good, good. All right, everybody's asking that. That's good. That's the only question? Not how to get them there, just how to do that. All right. Pretty much. There's a little more to it, Steve, but yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much just pulling everything out. There's a little more to it. There's actually a lot more to it. There are some tricky things. So, yeah. A plucker, no. You could scrape. No. You skin like quail. Hi, Ed. How are you feeling? How are you doing? How's Wendy? Wendy just went to bed. All right. Yep. So TM says I've hunted rabbits before, so I could dress one out. Do you have to deworm rabbits? Probably only if they have worms. That's one of the reasons why I keep mine up in a hutch on wire, is they're not likely to get worms when they don't touch soil. So that's one reason. So if you were to grow them on the ground, like in a colony setting on the ground, then that could be another risk you're putting to your rabbits. There you go. All right. Those are the types of questions. You guys don't have any questions? All right. Oh, Ed's building enough things. Ed's building enough things. Spent some quality time with her. She is feeling a little better. I'm doing much better. My good eye doesn't hurt as much. Good, Ed. Good. I'm glad you're feeling, you guys are on the mend. On the mend. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Well, I will show you guys, since not everybody was on the beginning. We made for Katrina's kits, which I will again put on here if you guys want to join. We do a monthly. I missed your question. I'll get it in a minute. I don't mean to skip it, Verna. We do a monthly Cook With Me live with Katrina Kits, and we made traditional Irish stew, and we also made meringues with lemon curd, all from scratch. Very good. And yes, I'm going to bite it. Oops, no, I'm not. I just squished it. I'm gonna bite it with a spoon. We didn't cook them. I didn't cook the meringue quite enough, but it's still good. Myrna, where was your question? Dinner was good. Was it after dinner was good? Dinner was good. Hey, Ed. And I missed your question. You say it before dinner was good? I did not mean to miss your question. Yeah, I think I missed it because it didn't come up for me. Ask again. All right. How do you get a female to lift? Wait until she's ready. You put her in over and over again. I don't think I've had that issue. I think I had that issue. No, I did. I had that issue with, it was either rigatoni or ravioli. Their first time, didn't really know what to do, and of course the buck was a little short to reach. That wasn't working, so I just waited. I took her out and did it the next day. But I think you just have to wait until they're ready. And by waiting until they're ready, I mean try again, right? And they'll eventually do it. I don't force them because that's not right. How many greens can they have? Depends on how you raise them. The babies really shouldn't have much greens. They're going to be on mama's milk for a long time. You can introduce some greens at some point, but once they're away from mom is kind of, or once they're getting more active, and away from mom, I give them a little here, a little there. They're going to be better with having greens if their mom is eating greens, because they're getting little bits of that, either from falling from her or by being exposed to her scat. But you can actually tractor them, and on the greens. It's just you don't want to give too much at once. You want to give their digestive tract enough time to adjust to having the greens. So little greens is okay, as long as they're right kind of greens. No iceberg lettuce. Stay away from brassicas unless they're the ones that you have, like chard, I think is okay. I know, broccoli is not. Any of the gassy ones are not, because they don't fart. Yeah, no question on your screen either, Steve? We'll see if she re-asks it. Yeah. Have the time to cook a rabbit one Saturday. Yep, I cook rabbits. Try freeze drying that stuff. That has a lot of sugar in it, Ed. I think that might be a bad idea. I think it might explode. Awesome. Thank you, David, for putting, he says, I sent your Facebook group a link on how to view the clips. Awesome. Thank you, David. John says, what? No, we're not doing tiny car jacks. If you raise them and don't have the heart to process them, can you just turn them loose? There are loose bunnies running around town, I can tell you that, but they're mostly lops. No, I would not do that. You could do that. I don't, it would probably not be beneficial to do that, especially if there is predators or cats or, you know, stuff like that in the neighborhood, and probably would not be a good idea. However, it could be done. They will wreak havoc on your garden and any plants that you wanted to plant for yourself and not for rabbits. Yeah. Witch Doctor says, I heard carrots are not good for rabbits. It's not necessarily that they're not good, it's that they're not good in large amounts. So I don't feed, they love carrot tops. Carrot tops are wonderful. But the carrots, they have a lot of sugar, and I think Verna looked up and said that they cause gas if they have too much of them. I don't feed carrots except for if it's, and I don't know, this is just my own logic and maybe it's wrong. Somebody tell me if it's wrong. When it got super hot, I would give them a little piece of carrot just because it had that extra little sugar. And I figured that would be an extra little like boost to them. I know when we get hot, we need, some more electrolytes, some more sugar is good to have because you're too hot. But I also give them, water bottles. But the only time they get carrots is if someone brings them carrots, because I don't want them to be like, oh, I brought carrots for your bunnies, but now I can't give them to them. And so I tell them they're you know, they're high in sugar. They can have it. It's like feeding them a candy bar. I come up with a story. And so they get about that much of a carrot when someone wants to bring them a gift. And that's what I do. So it's not that they're bad for them. It's that they're bad for them in bigger amounts. So I think a little's fine. All right. Ed says, Steve, the same way. Ed, family friendly. Oh, you guys. David says, we use clover for our rabbits. We have lots of that stuff. I actually have a bunch in the back right now, and I need to start feeding that to some of the rabbits. Well, when I say clover, I mean burr clover, which is a clover, but it's different. But I want to do that before it goes to burr. And I wish I could just set up a little tractor back there in the alley and have them in there and go do other things, but it's in the alleyway and that's not going to work. Somebody's going to mess with them. So I would have to do it when I'm there or bring it to them. There's also thistle starting, so I kind of want them to eat that down. But yeah. Yep. So it's a progression. But yeah, clover I think is also good for the milk, right? Oh, you guys. Might end up like chickens running around down in the Florida Keys, I think. The rabbits running around. Yeah. Yeah, it could go that direction, and that happens. And there's another thing that people don't think about, and that's disease. And I know the rabbit hemorrhagic disease it started not in our native rabbits here. It was brought over, I believe, in the show trade or the meat trade. I don't remember which. You think you're blocked. You're not blocked. I see your thing. Brenna, I see your thing that says I think I'm blocked. I didn't block you. Nope. None on my side of things. I don't know. Maybe there's a word that you're using that YouTube's blocking. Because I'm not blocking you. I'm not blocking my moderator. Anyway, I see your comments there. They've been disappearing. I see this. It says my questions and comments and posts have been disappearing. I don't know, Verna. Up to no good again, John says. Yeah, so that is another thing to consider is there may be disease transmission that you are sending out into the wild or that the wild animals might have that may affect your rabbits in your area. So, like, let's say there's rabbit hemorrhagic disease in your area in the wild population, because it is now in many places, and you set your rabbits free. Well, they may have a very bad end. Yeah. Was the question family friendly? You know the rules, Steve says. Oh, I don't know, Verna. Type out each word, and then I can guess the one that gets blocked. Right? All right. So I have some things to think about in there. How can you? your your moderator needs to be more moderate. Oh, I'm using too many emojis. Probably not Verna. Verna's not the emoji one. Okay. I'm guessing probably the combination of the last two is probably what got blocked. Okay. If you can't do that. So the I'm going to use family friendly YouTube family language on this one. The red stuff needs to come out. It doesn't have to. I mean, but it's going to be better if you do. So I would recommend doing that. And if you can't do that, like say in your apartment, I would find some place where you can. I'm trying to think of where you might put these. I mean, even if it's like a tree outside, I mean, you want to make sure you're in a place where you can do this and not like get arrested for weird things. But I wonder if, oh, okay, how to do that. So he's talking about how to unclothe them. They need to be attached to something. And you can even do shoelaces and do a slip knot for the back feet. And if you just need some place where you can put that to do that. But you can do something as simple as that. And how old are they, Myrna? Because the younger they are, the easier it is going to be to pull. And if they're females, it's going to be easier than males. We'll have to formulate a thought process on that. Or so. You want to do it now. Yeah, you want to do it now. I think the key, you're going to have to find some place to hang up something. Because if you don't, then you're going to have to do this motion, and that's going to be longer than you can, comfortably reach. Yeah. Bye, David. Yeah, door frame in a 5-gallon bucket. Witch doctor, I'm thinking of not only weight, but also if she's yanking. So. Yeah. Are the kitchen cabinets sturdy enough? Yeah, that's the challenge. I think, I mean, I think probably like a hook in a tree to hold your string or whatever might be the best. We got to formulate that. Hook above the kitchen sink. Yeah, that's going to be hard to do. And door frames, it depends on how well the place is built for door frames. Yeah, John, I think you're right. That's why I asked her to do partial things. Perhaps your dresser? Maybe. I mean, I would practice by pull on whatever's there and see what weight it takes, because that you don't want to do that and have like a mess on your hands. But yeah. Um, oh, like a child jumper chair clamp. Okay, that would make sense because that will hold the child jumping, so that would make sense. They might ask Brenna questions about why she's wanting this thing. And be like, "Wait, you have a kid?" Yeah, she's older now. That's actually a good idea, Steve. Yeah, TM says you'll figure it out. I think that's a good idea. I think Steve's idea is probably the best. That's why we have a good community. Everybody gets together and think about things. But I do think you do need to do that process. I think that'll be best. If you absolutely don't want to, you don't have to skin. You could dehair, and I have not done that, and I probably won't do that. But if that's going to be a challenge for you, you might look up how to do that, because I know people do it and that leaves the skin on. So, yeah. Yeah, Verna, door frames are falling off the wall. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think finding a different place, finding a tree, a friend who has a place. Yeah, exactly. You'll figure it out. Okay. Okay. That's a challenging one. I know you can do it. Just figuring out where. Because the other thing that you want to do is you want to have enough room for the rabbit and what you're pulling in one motion. I mean, you could pull this way too, but I find it's easier to pull straight down. Yeah. And TM says he's dressed rabbits in the sink. Use the front door frame. And be stronger and make your neighbors happy. Be like, don't mess with Verna. Yeah. John says 80-year-old African lady had a child. Why not, babe? She could. I will do. Verna. That comment was worse than what you got blocked for. Oh, words matter, guys, right? All right. Well, I have some ideas about some things, and I want to fill in some blanks and look up some things. So I raise rabbits for here. I don't raise them for other. You know, I'm not a rabbitry that has a particular line of rabbits or anything. So there's some things like the color genetics that I just honestly I don't care. I want my rabbits to be healthy and happy. I don't. It's nice that they have different colors, but I don't. It doesn't matter to me. Um, and we might have all black babies from Mr. Percy. It's looking that way. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Um, see if we get a mix at some point. It'd be interesting to see what these next ones have, because they're mostly black with some white hair. One of his bunnies actually has some white hair coming in, kind of like penne and risotto do. So that was interesting. Yeah. They let you buy that baby stuff without an application. Okay, there we go. Uh-oh. Verna got riled up. Have you guys made these? They look better when they're not eaten part way. Have you guys made the egg white nests, the meringues, and lemon curd? It's a great way to use your eggs, I think. That's awesome. And so easy. So easy to make. Yeah. I know, Buster. He said, I can't believe they've all been black. Yeah, you've done the egg white nest. They're so good. Yeah, I didn't think about it when I picked Percy. It was between him and two of his brothers. The other two brothers were broken, which are black and white. And the as Andy Rabbit described to me, he probably won't have broken babies because he had two broken parents, which means he got the whatever percent is that gets the two black genes. And so he can pass that on. But I think the ladies, all of my ladies have both Californian and black New Zealand genes. So you would think that at some point, and two of them look like Californian, two of them look like black New Zealand with some white in them. And so like you'd think at some point there would be a different color. So I don't know how those work. It's just interesting. Yeah. Rabbits can have a little bit of smell when you clean them. Well, yeah, I guess. Don't cut into the tummy. I guess that's what I would say. The red stuff has a particular smell. The red stuff has a particular smell everywhere. But I mean, you're going to have probably some urine and probably some other stuff. But yeah, I would not cut I would not cut into the intestines or the tummy. Yeah. How do you get broken ones? See, this is the color genetics that I don't know. I do know that if you have a broken rabbit and you breed it to a solid rabbit, I think it has a higher chance. But I don't know what percentage of that chance it is. Yeah. Verna says, my black buck has fathered blue kits. But do you know what his genetics are? I mean, Andy probably does, right? It came from her. Because he could have a hidden gene. The thought is, because Percy, we know his parents were both broken, it's likely that unless he's hiding a white piece of hair somewhere, that he is full black in his genetics. Yeah. Verna says their mom was broken, but they were solid blues. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's something I don't know a whole lot about because I know the rabbits that I have, right? I can tell you when Parmesan was the buck, Parmesan, Californian, California buck, black New Zealand doe. I believe they were both full, actual breeds. When they had babies, she had some that looked like her and some that looked like him. When her daughter when their daughter presented as a Californian, but still has the genetics from mom too. when she was bred with him, all of her babies look Californian. She never had any that looked, she never had any that were black. And then her sister, same parents, had mixtures. So had some look Californian, some look like her. So that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Not bothering him till a week old. All right. Four broken and 3 blues. How can you tell California from New Zealand? Californian has the distinct, it's like a dark brown or blackish nose, ears, paws, and tail. And sometimes they have other little splooches, um, like often on the dewlap of the females often has it too. And then the rest of them are white. So that's Californian. And then the New Zealand's, they're a solid color. And I don't know exactly how to tell them from other breeds as far as like if it's one versus the other. Like they're sure there's like length of ears and stuff like that. Yeah. California surf. Yeah. But the Californians is pretty easy to tell because of their distinct markings. So even though they're crosses, so Parmesan was Californian. That's the one I showed a picture of. Ravioli and rigatoni they present as Californian, even though they have some black New Zealand as their mom. But that's what they look like. Yeah. New Zealand has great surfs too. Oh boy, you guys talking surf and turf, huh? Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of different breeds. There's more than 10 meat breeds out there, and I don't know all of them. I think I'm familiar with the names of a lot of them, and I'm familiar with the looks of them, a lot of them. But I mean, there's going to be some differences in temperament and size, in their fur, what their fur is used for or isn't used for. Yeah. Maybe, Steve. We'll see. We'll see. I've done some recording of certain things, and I have not posted. Yeah, I'll do something. I have to figure out exactly what will be allowed, all of that. Because I don't want to push right now. I just got here, guys. Yeah, I'll do some stuff. Yeah, I'll do it. And Verna says Havana is a compact meat rabbit. Yep. Yeah, I think I wouldn't show more of that, a little more than that. But yeah. Yeah, so I think you're right, Verna. If you do the full video, you do a warning and do adult age group, then you should be fine. Yeah, I think that's probably true. But I don't want to do. They're so weird. Like I put it. Something happened when I hit. I don't know. It was after I started. It was after I started getting monetized. But in one of the shorts, I had been putting. So I've been doing this daily short for you guys, which I'm going to actually put together the compilation video that's much shorter, um, of day-to-day growth for these rabbits, for Ravioli's rabbits or bunnies. And I had been putting meat rabbit, the hashtag meat rabbit on there for since the beginning, because I didn't want people to fall in love with these rabbits and then discover that they're going to freezer camp. But they dinged me on it and didn't they like did a partial monetization would like give you less. And so I challenged it. I challenged it on the next one, and then I just didn't put it in there again. And I'm like, okay, well, we're just not going to label it as this. And it's funny because you want to warn people about, these things, even though it's not what's presented in the video, right? You want to say the truth of what things are, and they prevent you from doing it. So I have not learned how to tiptoe around yet and figure out what can and can't, should and shouldn't. I've read everything, so I actually do know that, but they're using AI for everything now. So like labeling things and doing titles and stuff, you got to be careful now. So yeah. I don't like AI either, Verna. I think there's a certain place for it that on a lower level, but I don't think it should be doing things that are, you know, I think it should have some limitations that it currently apparently doesn't have. So there's my spiel. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to see what you guys want to know, give some short answers, and um, kind of feel out some questions. Yeah, they don't realize that AI is an infant. It is, and I mean, there there's enough sci-fi movies that tell us not to do some of these things, right? Like, why do we not pay attention to our own warnings? Let the chips fall wherever they may. Yeah. Yep. So, anyway, yes, I will do some sort of video. Um, I just have to figure out how and when as well. Yeah. On that happy note, who's ready for dinner? Oh, you guys have probably already eaten. Brenna ate while we were chatting. Uh-oh. Ed says I love our AI overlords. Are you just saying that for clout? You're getting in while you can? Oh, that's funny, Ed. All right, guys. Well, I think we have come to the end of our evening here. I know. You didn't get any? Well, you could have had some if you were on the Cook With Me live, and you could have eaten with me. See? I didn't eat dinner. I had like 3 bites of yumminess. The great world of YouTube. Yep. Yep, Verna. Yep. All right, guys. I'm going to say good night, and I hope to see you guys in the Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group. It looks like a couple of people posted some things there, so that will be good to look at and continue the conversation. All right. Um, in a family-friendly manner. We may still have to skirt some words. All right. Have a wonderful night, guys. We will see you next week. Same time, same channel, 6 p.m. Pacific time, Monday. Have a good night, guys. Bye.